Today we're going to talk about a particular style of operatic singing that you won't use for arias or ensembles. But if you perform opera, it's going to be a style that you will use for almost the entire opera, especially if you're singing a role in an opera by Handel or Mozart. It's called recitative. Recitative means exactly what it sounds like. It's a style of singing that is like reciting or spoken dialogue. Opera was created during the early Baroque period by composers who wanted to find ways to have music enhance spoken dialogue. Most Baroque operas are almost all recitative throughout. In modern operas, you will usually hear long passages of recitative that are used to motivate the plot. And then when it's time for a character to sing about how they feel about what just happened in the plot, then there'll be an aria or there'll be an ensemble. But when you're actually having things happen, most of the action in opera, most of the conversation between characters is usually performed using recitative. When performing recitative, you should of course still use your fullest and best technique. The difference is that you have a little more flexibility. When writing recitative, composers are trying to mimic the natural speech patterns inherent in the language, or at least the way that you would speak those texts in the language to convey the emotion that the composer thinks is important. So the rhythms are there to give you an idea of how the character is supposed to feel about the passage, but when you perform it, it should really feel like a natural speech rhythm. The rhythm should not draw attention to itself. Also, during recitative, usually the orchestration is a little bit lighter, so you've got more flexibility as far as how you'd like to vary your dynamics or your vocal color. Gina and Jeremy are going to perform a recitative that occurs in Mozart's opera Don Giovanni. Gina's playing Zerlina. Jeremy portrays the role of Don Giovanni. Don Giovanni is trying to make trouble for Zerlina and take her away from Mazzetto, which is what causes the problem that we see later on. First, they're going to perform it as a dialogue in English, and then they will sing the Italian recitative.
Well, sweet Zerlina, we've finally gotten rid of that fool. Isn't this better?
But sir, he's my fiancé.
Really? Him? Can you expect a decent guy like me to stand by and watch such a lovely face? Such a delectable face. Be abused by such a low-class scumbag?
But I gave him my word that I would marry him.
Your words meant nothing. You deserve so much better. It's obvious from your bright eyes, your delectable lips, those tiny, tender rosebud fingers.
But I wouldn't. I couldn't.
Why not?
Well, because you could end up tricking me. And I know it's not often that noblemen are honest and truthful with women.
That's ridiculous. Can't you see in my eyes how serious I am? Let's stop wasting time and get married right now.
You?
Of course. Come over to my place where we can be alone, and I'll, marry you. Al fin siam liberati, Zerlinetta gentil, da quel sciocone, che ne dite mio ben so far pulito.
Signor, è mio marito.
Chi? Colui? Vi par che un onest'uomo, un nobil cavalier, qual io mi vanto, posa soffrir che quel visetto loro, quel viso insucerato, da un bifocaccio vil sia strapazzato.
Ma signor, io le diedi parola di sposarlo.
Tal parola non vale un zero. Non voi siete fatta per esser paesana. Un'altra sorte vi procuran quegli occhi briconcelli, quell'abbretti sì belli, quelle di tuccia candide o rose, par mi toccar giuncata e fiuta rose.
Ah, non vorrei.
Che non vorreste?
Alla fine ingannata restar. Io so che raro con le donne voi altri cavalieri siete onesti e sinceri.
E un'impostura della gente plebea, la nobiltà dipinta negli occhi l'onestà. Orsù non perdiam tempo, in questo istante io vi voglio sposar.
Voi?
Certo io. Quel casinetto è mio, soli saremo, e l'agio gelo mio ci sposeremo.
If you perform a role in an opera by Mozart, Handel, or many other composers of the classical and Baroque periods, you're going to find out that you're going to spend most of your time performing recitative compared with the amount of time that you actually spend singing arias. Learn to master this technique, and you're going to find that the way that you are able to use your foreign language texts expressively in recitative will make your aria singing even better. It's very useful to include in your audition package an aria that includes a recitative, because when opera companies come to audition you, they want to know that you can perform this style well. When you're thinking about what arias to use in auditions, have a look at operas by Mozart, by Handel, by other composers of this period, and see if you can find an aria that suits your voice well that includes a good recitative. If you need help finding one, write us here on Musical Exchange and we'll help you pick one out.